Because some people now.
Hello everyone, good morning and welcome to morning briefing on Aspheric TV. I am Dayo Lujoy. Good morning, Uncle Mustilala.
Good morning, Dayo.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Same to you. How was your weekend?
Fine. My weekend was fine. Just at the point I just got scared about this black market way of selling.
It just
I saw it as something that is dangerous.
Yeah, it just, let me say, maybe younger generation of Nigerians, but some of us that were here in the 90s were already used to this. You understand? There was a time throughout the period of Abacha to Abdusalami, issues of fuel crisis was rampant. So it's basically a black market. So I understand your concern. Your concern is about the safety, the danger. These guys know what they're doing. In fact, the whole safety angle that you're looking at is not even the most dangerous. The most dangerous is people storing the fuel in jerrycan at their homes. You understand? It's a scary situation. We just pray so that this.
They sell those things. They sell the fuel in a public place, and anyone can just come and strike the matches.
Well, Abuja here is even good compared to some neighboring states. You understand? So we just pray so that NNPC should be able to solve this problem now, so that it will not drag for too long.
It's getting worse every day.
I believe before the end of this week they will solve it.
Hopefully. Well, let's now go to top happenings making headlines on major front pages of Nigeria's national newspapers. The Punch. According to The Punch, residents of Abuja and neighboring states of Niger and Nasarawa are still facing tough times sourcing for premium motor spirit called petrol, with the commodity selling for as high as 400 naira per litre by black marketers. I'm sure we're still going to discuss about that, but let's move on. The Guardian. Petroleum marketers yesterday said the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation (NNPC) Limited is yet to evacuate adulterated petroleum from fuel stations as motorists jostle to purchase premium motor spirit. It is feared the situation may take a bad turn if it lingers. The Guardian reports. Vanguard. Well, there were indications yesterday that the nation's petrol shortage will worsen this week. That's what it's looking like. Following a sharp disagreement between the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association to Nigerian IPMAN and DEPO and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria DAPMA over fixing of the price of the product. Vanguard reports. This day, the European Union (EU) is working on a 20 billion euro $22.7 billion financing package to support African transport networks, as well as energy, digital, education, and health projects to counter China's reach in the continent. This day reveals. Daily Trust. Daily Trust reports that spirited efforts are being made by top shots of the All Progressives Congress (APC), including some officials in the presidency, to draft Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) Governor Godwin Emefiele into the presidential race ahead of the 2023 elections. Daily Independent. Though the Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) of the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN) kept all monetary parameters constant at the last meeting in January, there are indications that it may respond to pressure from the international market by conducting two monetary policy rate hikes twice in 2022. Analysts have told Daily Independent. Well, that's all right now. We're going to a quick break, and when we come back, we'll get to discuss what we have in stock. welcome back, everyone. Uncle Musti, I know you have a lot of things to say. I really know you have a lot of things to say. But before that, still on the fuel issue.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps increasing and increasing and increasing. I know someone who bought black markets over the weekend. Sunday, it was like about a liter was about 300.
Yeah.
Then on Sunday, it increased to 350. It's alarming.
It's alarming.
Look
You
at
see,
trying to get fuel today again. So I really don't know how it's going to be. It's
Dayo,
terrible.
you understand something? There is something that's the government keep making a mistake. Everything revolves around oil matters to life of an average Nigerian, be it at the home or transportation. We all require fuel. We all require fuel for the vehicle. We require fuel. You remember, we are having shortage of energy. We require fuel for the generator at home, even down to the manual grinding engine and some other things. So you understand? So the moment you give that Nigerian that opportunity to regulate price of fuel, he will take advantage of it, and that is exactly what is happening now. You understand? So if, from your report, one of the dailies, they complain about up to now, the independent marketers have not been able to NNPC has not evacuate the bad fuel, adulterated fuel,
yes,
which is laced with excessive methanol. Up to now, they have not evacuated it from their tanks, meaning they are yet to receive fresh stock of good PMS, meaning NNPC is giving room for manipulation. You understand? A situation whereby, let's take a situation whereby a particular station with 33,000 liters of a tanker receive 33,000 liters of tanker, and with the adulterated one in one of the underground tank, you don't expect that typical Nigerian businessman not to mix the adulterated one with fresh one.
The fresh one.
It's all about profit maximization. You understand? So we don't care whether the end users will be at risk towards the safety of his life, his car, or whatever thing he's going to use it for. So NNPC for now is giving room for further manipulation. You understand? A typical business-minded Nigerian man would not say, okay, this one is 33,000 liter of good product. I have 33,000 liter to mix both. You understand?
Yes.
So that he will have 66 that will make him more money. You understand?
Yeah.
So by now, this is over a week now, or a week over a week.
It's over
A week. By now, NNPC should have swing into action. Remember, this is an embarrassment on the government of the. This is a very serious embarrassment. That look, NNPC, they have a department. They say they have licensed the examiners that supervise and examine. That is the quality control. They examine the fuel that is brought into the country. That they were in Belgium. They were there. They conducted the examination, the physical examination of this product before it came into Nigeria. You understand? So up till now, nobody has been fired. Even President Muhammadu Buhari has said it, that thorough investigation should be conducted over it. Up till now, they have not done anything. And up till now, the product, the adulterated product, are still within the facility of the independent marketers. You understand? Meaning they are giving them room to manipulate and still sell to the general public. You understand? So that apart. Then another aspect again is the high cost of getting the black market. You understand? If you are traveling from this AYA down to Zuba, you could see fuel station along. But those filling stations, some of them, they are selling only one pump. A particular station, I won't mention the name, they have over 20 pumps, but it's only one or two pumps that are selling. So you see a very long queue. You understand? Nigerians are suffering, motorists are suffering. Then, as you pass towards the gate, you see black market in jerry cans. Meaning, over the night, the first stations, they sold to these black marketers at not at the friendly price anymore.
Exorbitant price.
So at the exorbitant price. Them, in turn again, as they hit the road to sell, they now sell above 400 naira per litre. So the more days we drag into this thing, the more these prices continue to rise. And you know, like I told you, it's just that two things. Can we say coincidence? You now discover that they were like the independent marketers. They were like waiting for removal of the fuel subsidy, which was upturned. You understand? So they were like, they hibernated to say, okay, by the time fuel subsidy is removed, then they can sell at a very price. So then the issue of adulterated fuel now came into being too. So it's like we have given the independent marketers the opportunity to reap us, and that is exactly what is happening now. So they like this scarcity, and they will not like this scarcity to fade away now soon. They won't like to see it fade away
because
soon.
It's bringing in more money.
More money to them. More money to them. That is their aims. You remember their aims is over this fuel subsidy removal. It's not for the downward review of the price, but upward review. That is their estimation. Some fueling stations even took some independent marketers took loan facilities from their banks to inject into buying stock and store ahead of the removal. But it didn't happen. Since it didn't happen, then this issue of methanol now came. Even fuel stations that have product, do you know what they are doing now? They are selling only one pump, creating artificial scarcity just to reap Nigerians. That's exactly what is happening. The former Department of Petroleum Resources, I think they've been merged now. They should swing into action. They should conduct on the spot investigation to see if a fuel station that has product and they're not selling. You know, there's this hoarding by fuel stations, deliberate hoarding to create artificial scarcity with the intent of making more money. So that is what is currently going on now. They should swing into action and check that. So NNPC should swing into action to evacuate the bad product in some of these fuel stations, retrieve them, then give them more supply. Understand? So by the time, I believe that no matter the sharp practices by independent marketers, there is only one solution. The solution is when NNPC flood the market with supply to meet the demand, you will discover that everywhere the price will still come to that normal level.
Well, thank you so much, Ogunmustilala, for that. Let's move on. The Muhammad Buhari led administration has slammed the Canadian government and Twitter over its handling of the truckers' protest against COVID-19 restrictions in Canada. We were talking about it this morning before the program started. Speaking to newsmen on Sunday, Lai Mohammed accused Canada and Twitter of double standard. He said the Canadian protesters who have blockaded roads and resorted to inconveniencing others have been branded as terrorists, or insurrectionists, subjecting them to a number of clampdowns by government and private organizations. According to Lai Mohammed, GoFundMe has also shut down the campaign to raise funds for the truckers after they raised over $10 billion. He said social media giant Twitter suspended the truckers' account while Ontario government froze access to millions of dollars donated through online fundraising platform Give Send Go to the protesters.
It seems as if it's now a tit for tat situation, but because Canadian government then condemned the excessiveness of the authority here on the NSAS protesters. So Lai Mohammed is trying to be relevant by making comparison. But meanwhile, is there a basis for comparison? There's no basis for comparison because these guys in Ontario, Canada, they are protesting over COVID-19 restriction. You understand? Whereby they blocked a major highway linking US and Canada. So you understand? But the Ontario government is a kind of a state in Canada. They now went to court and they got a judgment for them to disband the protesters. You understand? So, but in our own case here, we have police, even the military. I mean, recall that how do they use force? They use brute force against NSAS protesters at the Lekki toll gate. So you understand? Up to now, the casualty is still under debate. The number of casualty, whether there was casualty or not. You understand? So, but Lai Mohammed, to me, the Minister of Information, His Excellency Lai Mohammed, is trying to be relevant when there's no basis for comparison. You understand? There's no basis whatsoever for comparison between the two protests.
The NSAS
the NSAS and the truckers in this. What we're talking now, the truckers is spreading beyond the Americas there down to Europe now. France, they held similar truckers convoy protests yesterday, and they are spreading down to Belgium. You understand? And they said they will go around Europe because it's entire Europe that is facing this restriction. So Lai Mohammed should stop making comparison. We have so much challenges here. You understand? In fact, let's even clarify issues now. The level of freedom that these protesters are having over there, do we have it here? This is Abuja here. Apart from saying you rally around to say, okay, you're coming out to champion government of the day, would any protest against the government allowed in Abuja? Do you know how many times Omoyele Sowore has been wounded around and you understand? So there's no basis for comparison. There's no basis whatsoever for comparison by Lai Mohammed.
Well, over the weekend in Abuja, that's FCT, Federal Capital Territory, we had the area council elections. Yeah. Around your area, there was this restriction that people shouldn't go out, but they should leave their houses.
And Dayo, let me tell you something. Do you know that it's hours to or a day to that people now became aware of election in the FCT? You understand? The residents of our FCT, they are not even aware that there is an election on Saturday. You understand? Were you aware?
I was aware.
So because we could not see any campaign, no campaign, as if the political parties, the area councils, they were so relaxed.
There was not much.
Is it because we are not living in the communities? You understand? Because I didn't see any campaign by either APC or PDP or any of the party. So, but eventually, election was held and it was peaceful.
And people were restricted.
People were restricted. So,
but I don't think Nigerians, we always have a way of violating sometimes.
You see, the fact is that, to me, the restriction is probably among the highways. Understand? People living in the area councils, in the communities, they will still be moving around. Understand? But
those writing exams, they were allowed.
Sure. So, but the takeaway from this is that the election was held peacefully, and
PDP won 3 area councils, and APC won 3 area councils. So it's a draw. It's a draw.
There was generally an apathy on the voters. You understand? It's a bad signal ahead of 2023. You understand? So someone will expect like PDP being an opposition, at least they should make an inroad in FCT. You understand? To use it as an example, a pointer to what they will do in 2023. To me, though they tried to at least win 3 area councils compared to previous outing in FCT here, although the senator representing FCT is of a PDP too, at least he should have galvanized voters and use FCT as an example of what they can do in 2023. So politicians, they should learn to live to move further. Not this one is good, but a situation whereby you have a polling unit that have registered voters of let's say 500, and it's only 20 persons that turn out. That is not a good result.
Not so good.
No, it's not good. It's not good. We just hope that come 2023, at least they will do more than this.
Hopefully. Well, some armed men said to be security operatives have razed down buildings in Imo State, which reportedly belonged to the suspected members of Eastern Security Network (ASN). ESN is the security arm of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB. It was alleged that the security operatives stormed Umuonyeoka, Taufuku, I hope I mentioned that correctly, and Okwon Kume communities in Eyazu, Mubaise local government area of Imo in search of one Uche Madu who is alleged to be an ESN member. A source identified as Emeka Obasi narrated to the cable that the security operatives arrived the community in 7 cars, and when they couldn't find their target, descended on the suspect family house in Ietao Ku. Another source in Open to Kume community said the armed security operatives also burnt down the house of one Ikene, another suspected ESN member. They burnt down the houses of his neighbors located in the same compound. Is this not war for war?
You see, although we don't have adequate information regarding so we have not verified whether it's there. So, but there's something that is missing here. Remember that there was a recent judgment which slammed the army, I think $1 billion or so, on because they invaded the house of Nnamdi Kanu lawyer, IPOB lawyer in Anambra. So, and they bought in similar invasion. They burnt down the man's house, family house, and he now went to court to challenge the action, and he got the victory over the army. You understand? So this pattern still continue, whereby security forces will go into a community because of somebody is alleged to be a member of
ESN
or IPOB. They will go there, both the family house and everybody there. They will. You understand? This thing cannot continue this way. No, it's high time that the leaders from the southeast, they should wade into this issue. The IPOB, the ESN, or whoever they are, or the unknown gunmen, or whoever they are part of the community. They should wade into it and bring a sanity to the situation, to the community. Remember that today is Monday. Yeah. As we are talking now, people are not going about in the entire southeast because of sit at home. You understand? The sit at home, which IPOB came out several times to debunk. But you have some people now go about, some young men will go around to enforce it. So it's all about crisis. You understand? Crisis because there's no identity. The identity here we're talking about here, who is an IPOB member? There's nobody that will say, okay, these are IPOB member. Everybody claim to be IPOB member as far as Southeast is concerned. You understand? Everybody is an IPOB member. Everybody enforce IPOB directive. Apart from Nnamdi Kanu and one Imam Powerful also, who has been a spokesman of IPOB. The IPOB doesn't have a unit to say, okay, this is our unit of enforcers. Everybody will just get up on Monday. These hoodlums move from store to store. If they decide any store that is open, they descend on them. Understand? This shows that we are breeding anarchy. You understand? So it's high time the stakeholders should wade into this and present a common front before the federal government. You understand? As it is now, security forces, they continue to do it because they are using the pretext of unknown government, ESN, operating.
But must they always burn houses? Must they burn houses? It
has been a tradition. It has been a tradition by the military. Remember that when Fela sang unknown soldiers, you understand? They could not descend on the family house to that extent like what we are seeing elsewhere, because of, Lagos is a cosmopolitan city. You understand? But now you discover that it's not only about Southeast. We had case of OD in Bayelsa in 1999/2000. We have Zaki Biam. We have other places too that soldiers descended and burned houses, killed a lot of people. You understand? So it's not only soldiers, military. They are not for civil matters. Once you invite them to any place, it's like a warlike situation. I mean, former President Olusegun Obasanjo said, "Look, if I'm the military commander and I send you to the field and they come back to me to tell me that your enemy escaped, that I'll jail you." That is the military mentality, you understand? That is the military mentality. So as they are coming into any community, what they are coming there to do is to arrest. Remember, it's just put the arrest in quotation. It may not be arrest. They are coming there with the sole intent to eliminate. You understand? And provided that person was not seen or escaped, you understand, they will not descend on the entire community.
They're leaving a message.
So they are leaving a message, a very bitter message. You understand? But will it help us? We are desirous of peace. You understand? Peace is priceless. Remember, peace is priceless. You understand? The process to anarchy must start from little. You understand? If this issue continue like this, if it continue this way, although we have had election in Anambra and it was successful, but let's say it continue like this till 2023, do you think election will hold in the southeast? So that is the problem. It's not only about the election now. We're talking about livelihood of the people. Remember that Manufacturers Association of Nigeria and NASIMA, Nigeria Chambers of Commerce, as at sometimes last year, then it was the sit at home was like 3 months. They said every Monday in Southeast they are losing 50 billion on every Monday due to the commercial activities that has been paralyzed. You understand? So we are talking about people that are 90% they are into commerce. You understand? They could not do business. The Onitsha market is one of the busiest markets in Africa. Every Monday it means it will be shut down. Go to Aba, the same thing. Go to Newi, the same thing. These are 3 commercial cities. Every Monday is shut down. Every Monday you have hoodlums moving from around with the dangerous weapon. Try all in the name of enforcing sit at home. So they have done it to the extent that people now are now afraid on their own. They cannot bear to go out again. Remember that initially, when they started, motorists traveling to the south from there, they attack them and burn them, and the security forces will respond in a similar manner. So you find it difficult to differentiate between the activities of the security government security men and the unknown so-called unknown gunmen. Understand? So it's high time that the stakeholders in Southeast should intervene. You understand? Well, it's so sad that look, it seems as if the Southeasterners, unlike maybe in the Southwest or in the North, they don't have that regard or respect for elders. I'm sorry to say that. You understand? Otherwise, they should be able to intervene. You understand? They should intervene and talk sense to. It's not beyond. No, to me, I don't see it as a problem without solution. There's solution. They should harmonize their differences, present a common front before President Muhammadu Buhari. Even the so-called incarceration of Nnamdi Kanu, which Buhari has been saying is a matter before the law court. I mean, by the time they present a common front, there will be political solution behind the problem. You understand?
Thank you so much, Uncle Musti, for that. Well, let's move ahead. The General Overseer of Salvation Ministry, David Ibiyeomie, on Sunday stated that there is a high rate of divorce across the world. According to him, the high rate of divorce is due to the ideology of couples before they enter into marriage. The cleric, while preaching in his church headquarters in Port Harcourt, said some people go into marriage with divorce in mind as an alternative when things go wrong. he also noted that it is wrong to expect divorce in a marriage, charging his members to embrace marriage with the mindset to stay forever. Well, I intentionally picked this because today is Valentine's Day, and Lovers Day. Uncle Musti, I mean, what do you have to say about this?
Well, you see, there is this. I think we have discussed it sometimes before, not on the within the studio, but you will discover that there are a lot of is it misconception regarding marriage and the notion of marriage itself and relationship. There is this. It's not only misconception. There is this aspect of misleading campaign in the name of civilization. You understand? If you go on social media, you see young ladies, some women putting it that, look, your man, if your husband do like this, you too, you do it in retaliation. You understand? I'm sorry to use this. Don't see me as a male supremacist. No, I'm not trying to champion that. But we are trying to to see how we can get a kind of an ideal and harmonious homes. You understand? If you compare, just like David Ibiyeomie said, compare our generation and our parents' generation, there's some level of tolerance from our mothers. Not that they had it good like the present women are having it nice, you understand? But it's just because they were able to tolerate excesses of their men then. Till the marriage now survive, you understand? But now today, now you have a young man is going to marriage, you have a young woman that is going to marriage, you now believe that, look, if you trouble me, I can leave. Some of them, they will give themselves that condition, just like the pastor Ibiyeomie said that, look, if you do this, this is the red line. If you cross this red line, I won't take it, I will go. Then the young man will say, fine, I take it like that. He will not give his own red line to the girl too. If you do this, crying out loud, this is something that's supposed to be everlasting. You understand? But before they even go into, they consummate that marriage, they have already conceived the idea of saying, look, divorce is an alternative. Meaning, you see, I don't know, even between two friends, when two friends are living together, you discover there is this issue of this bond that will just build up. You understand? But we're talking about marriage, something that's supposed to be eternity. You understand? You're talking about something that child will come in between them. But they have already conceived that mind that, look, if you do this, I'm going. There's no room to say, okay, forgiveness. Because when you say that if you do this, I'm going, it means you did not give room for forgiveness any longer. You understand? You discover that today, a woman will say, okay, my husband cheats, I will cheat. Then you give room to DNA test. If my husband is keeping a woman, I too, I will do this. And you have a lot of young women on social media propagating that. But Dayo, let me tell you this. Some of them that are propagating this, championing this, do you know that in their homes they don't do it? But there's dishing out these messages out to some ignorant young women, whereby they take it upon themselves as if there is a good message. So you discover that couples these days are prone to divorce than our father's era and our mother's era. Our mother's era, like in my own case, I grew up in a home whereby I woke up in the morning, my mom will be awake by 5 a.m. and she won't go to bed until 10 to 11 p.m. This is how a typical Kogi woman lifestyle was. So, and she never had any. In fact, let me clearly say this: she was like the person paying the school fees. You understand? So, she doesn't have anything on her. Just a sad the situation that she died early. She died at 46. So you discover that life, that is the kind of life they lived. You understand? And with this polygamy of a teen, father will just get up and say, okay, I'm adding another wife. The manner he will put it before the woman, he will not even put it in a manner, in a polite manner, but the woman will take it. You understand? And he's expecting that woman to follow him to the new wife place. You understand? As a support, but they live together. You understand? But you understand that in our own present generation now, you discover that man is giving to his wife her due position. Let's forget that. Look, a lot of men misbehave now compared to our father's era. A lot of us misbehave in this era. A lot. You understand? We take undue advantage of our women in this generation than the previous generation. You understand? So, but what we are saying, just like Pastor Ibiyeomie has said, today is Valentine's Day, it's Lovers' Day. You understand? We should please do away with this notion, this bad perception of divorce. We should keep it aside. We should create room for amendment, forgiveness. You understand? That is the only thing that will make marriage stay. Don't say because my wife do this, I will do that. Don't say because my wife insulted me, you are staying out. You go to one joint, go and stay there, and you are exposing yourself to all manner of intervening this thing. Before you know, one young girl will come like that. You say, this young. No, you understand? You are killing yourself and destroying your home. You understand? There are so many ways that will create room for divorce. You understand? Some are not being stated out, but we already conceive it within our minds to say, look, I can't take this. If my woman do like this, I'll go. If my woman do like this, she will go. You understand? And you understand, there is this law of attraction. The law of attraction says that whatever your mouth uttered, you are attracting it to yourself. If your mouth is fond of uttering negative things, you are attracting negativity to yourself. So you should speak more of good. You understand? Even if in fact, no human is perfect. You understand? No human is perfect. We are all we are all short of perfection. You understand? And the good side of marriage is that it's something of bond. You understand? You have two distinct characters. You are bringing your own. He is bringing his own. You understand? You blend it together. You must be ready to forego some aspect, and he will be ready to forego some aspect too. Then you blend it together and forge ahead as a family. You understand? But today now you now discover that homes collapse easily. You understand? Homes collapse easily. You have influences of social media. You have influences of the economy. The man is outside doing his own hustling. The woman too, she's doing her own too. You understand? They have little time for themselves. Today that is Valentine, that you see some people now said, okay, even from Monday from January till November, December, at least you create time for February to say, okay, take your wife out. You understand? Surprise her with gift. You understand? But we won't do it. And the woman, you know, I'm sorry to say this, a lot of women are irrational, you understand? So if Mrs. A is discussing with Mrs. B, this is what my husband did for me. But you understand? Unlike us men, even if you see such situation, you just believe that, congratulations. But you now discover that a woman will not think, say, no be that man. That man is my husband, not better than that man. But look at what he's doing for his wife. But he's not doing it for me. He's not doing it for me. He's not doing, I won't take it anymore. I will not take it anymore. She will now stay awake till he return back 10 p.m. So where have you been? Where have you been? You have been staying with, today is Valentine. You have been hanging out with some girls like that. Blah, 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 blah. She will now start smelling his clothes. So you understand?
And unfortunately for her, she will just see
a small something like lipstick. And that is all. That is all. You understand? So I believe I will urge you to come up with a program to at least a lot, like Pastor Ibiyeomie has said, a lot of couples are going through terrible times. You understand? Some will not voice it out. Some will seek advice, good advice from churches, from men of God, from women that are more knowledgeable and more have wisdom. They will seek, and the same way they're seeking for both good advice, that is the same way they are seeking advice from wrong influences. So you now discover that a lot of homes are at the verge of collapsing. You understand? So I think you just have to like come up with a program. I know it requires a lot of researches, but then you come up and help a lot of homes. You understand? Pastor Ibiyeomie has given the lead. You understand? That notion of divorce, we should strike it out of our mind.
Thank you so much, Uncle Mustilala.
You're welcome.
Thank you everyone for staying with us on Morning Briefing Aspheric TV. It's still Valentine's Day. Show love to someone and also show love to yourself. It's really important. Love God, love your neighbor as yourself. So you have to love yourself before you're able to love your neighbor. So love yourself in as much as you're showing love to others. I am Dayo Lujo Ekuni. Thank you so much again, Uncle Mustilala.
Thank you, Dayo.
Thank you, everyone. Please do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media handles. Facebook at Aspheric News, Instagram at aspheric.news, and Twitter at Aspheric News. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.